Hello, my hellions. How the hell are you? Welcome to the first part of 3, which I have deemed the YouTube interview review with me and you. I'm playing along. I bet by this time now a lot of you have seen the YouTube interview with President Barack Hussein Obama. I can only guess why he's on YouTube is because none of the other talk shows want him back anymore. He blew it with Oprah big time. And of course, these are non-scripted questions. Let's just have a look at these non-scripted questions.
Top questions that people asked during your State of the Union speech included, what is middle class income? Why are gas prices dropping? People also want to know stuff like, how much does the president make? When is his term end? What does the Speaker of the House do? So these things are on people's mind as they watch your speech. Next, we sort of backed up and looked at the issues. Yeah. So of all the issues you addressed during the speech, which issues were Googled most during your State of the Union? College, number 1, far and away, followed by taxes, housing, employment, education.
All good questions, but none of them will be asked. Instead, you'll get stuff like,
what is your favorite color?
Now that's a hard-hitting question. The first host is a self-proclaimed nerd who knows the latest gadget, but not anything political. It's like putting a pixie on a football team. It looks cute, but what can it do?
I watched the State of the Union. Yeah. A lot of really interesting ideas there. I'm not the only person who said this. A little worried that none of them are at all politically feasible.
Now, this first question is actually a statement, implying that these plans just won't fly. No one likes them because they're no good. How does the president respond?
There are some areas where I think we can get some Republican cooperation on infrastructure, for example. Historically, that hasn't been a partisan issue. Great example, that's the minimum wage. I called for the rise in the minimum wage last year, and Congress still hasn't passed it yet.
By blaming everyone else, of course.
You used the phrase middle-class economics in the speech because the government existed to protect the interests of corporations and business. And
how did he actually get that question in? Though it doesn't really matter, your fearless leader knows how to dodge the question. By talking so much, you'll forget what question you asked.
But our history shows that when people get involved, when they get engaged, when they vote, that in fact, change happens. It doesn't always happen 100%, it doesn't always happen immediately, but it happens.
Bro, will he mention the use of this hunter-killer technology in his own country? Looking for terrorists? Of course not, no. But this does leave me the job of pulling the rose out of the pile of crap that his answer is.
Are you at all worried that your administration is going to be seen as a time when drone strikes were a technology like we see as over or misused?
But understand that our goal has always been, how do we target very specific terrorists who are proven to be trying to kill us?
But to be fair, the president does compare drones versus soldiers. And the president prefers drones over using soldiers. Why? Because the humans are too destructive. They just like to go in and burn towns to the ground, rape, pillage, and plunder. These are professional soldiers who are trained to know who's going to shoot at them and can see a lot clearer who is shooting at them. Have you ever seen the images of a true drone strike? It's not that pretty. The next question, North Korea. Korea.
We recently, implemented new sanctions against North Korea because of a cyber attack against us. And that was obviously a problematic cyber attack, but no one was physically hurt.
Right.
I was surprised to find that there were any sanctions that we could sanction that hadn't been sanctioned yet.
There aren't that many sanctions left. We keep on trying to ratchet it up a little bit higher.
Yes, the sanctions are bad. They can barely afford to buy new missiles. Well, I guess more people are just going to have to starve. Thank you, President Obama.
I'm in favor of legalizing
Right.
marijuana.
Maybe Obama will get a curveball question that he couldn't answer. It's just too difficult. We'll see. What can it be? Weed? That's the big fucking deal. You're kidding me. Cheech and Chong's been hitting this shit for years. Especially Tommy Chong.
Remember, if you're going to smoke pot, make sure it's the best available.
Well, what you're seeing now is Colorado, Washington, through state referendum, they're experimenting with legal marijuana. The position of my administration has been that we still have federal laws that classify marijuana as a illegal substance.
Instead of asking, should weed be legal? You should have asked him, which is better, weed or cocaine? We know he's done both.
What we have done is, instead of focusing on treatment, the same way we focused, say, with tobacco, or drunk driving, or other problems where we treat it as a public health problem.
Wait. I gotta jump in here. Smoking is as bad as drunk driving? How does that work? I mean, how? When's the last time someone got a DUS, driving while smoking? How does that happen? And finally, this fluff interview comes to an end, but not before some self-defecation first.
Well, we're almost out of time here, but I brought a little something for you.
What do you got?
I'd like you to sign. So this is a picture of me holding a receipt from my pharmacy. I have a chronic condition.
That's a very fetching picture.
Well, thank you. So Obamacare has worked for me.
Obamacare has worked,
so
and
thanks for
that makes me feel good.
Whoa! You're thanking him? You're honestly thanking him for this it doesn't even work thing? Huh? It doesn't work, and you're thanking him for something that's broken from day one. Obviously, you haven't caught up on the scam yet, have you, Matt? First of all, Obama doesn't care. It's not being ran by insurance agents or led by qualified doctors who spent years knowing medicine and all this wonderful stuff. No. This is under the sweet, caring arms of the people in the IRS. Yeah, that IRS. Known for its targeting of individual with political differences to the monarchy of right now. And the worst attempt to cover their asses. Second, if this plan was so great, then why, like a bunch of rats jumping off a sinking ship, did members of Congress and senators decide not to have it, the opt-out? After all, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for you. But if it's good enough for you, then it's not good enough for them, so that's why they opt out. Basically put it, you're getting screwed. Yeah, you're just getting screwed. Look at it this way. What would happen to you if you decide to opt out of the plan? Or even worse, if you're trying to get into the plan, but you don't qualify? What will you get for this abomination? Well, simple. You get taxed. You would be taxed. So it doesn't matter. If it's not shoved down your throat, it's shoved up your ass. Either way, you're getting fucked. What did I think of Matt Green's interview with the president? Not much. His lead into the question took so long, even a 5th grader could come up with a good answer. And your overall appearance, it seems to be like a schoolgirl with a crush. Even though you're talking to the president, he is still a human, proving the point you are only as intelligent as the people you are surrounded by. What that means, Matt, is that your intelligence has dropped like the president's approval ratings. That does it all for this week on part 1. Turn back next week when part 2 arrives. You're gonna freak on this.